Breaking news. Tensions soar in the South China Sea as the Philippines unveils a new strategic airstrip, drawing immediate condemnation from Beijing and intensifying the geopolitical chess match between China and the United States. This is not just another construction project, it's a bold statement on the edge of one of the world's most contested waterways. The airstrip signals Manila's resolve to defend its claims against immense pressure. The world is watching to see how this move will reshape alliances and provoke reactions. For years, the South China Sea has simmered with competing claims, standoffs, and diplomatic protests. The Philippines, under assertive leadership, has drawn a line of its own. The United States, a treaty ally, has increased its presence, framing its involvement as upholding freedom of navigation. Beijing sees this as foreign interference, designed to contain China's rise. The new airstrip is now a focal point for superpower rivalry, magnifying every action and reaction. The central question: how high will tensions rise, and what will the consequences be for us all? The new military installation is located on Balabac Island, the southernmost tip of Palawan province. Its location is of immense strategic importance, overlooking the Balabac Strait, a critical shipping lane. Less than 300 kilometers from the disputed Spratly Islands, the airstrip allows the Philippines to project air power and conduct surveillance more effectively than ever. The primary purpose is defensive, enhancing maritime domain awareness, monitoring foreign vessels, and combating illegal activities. But its military applications are clear. The runway can handle fighter jets and heavy transport planes. This gives the Philippines a persistent presence in the West Philippine Sea, directly answering China's militarized artificial islands. For decades, the Philippine military was underfunded and limited in patrolling its borders. The completion of this facility, partly funded through international partnerships, marks a turning point in defense modernization. Building the airstrip required years of planning and overcoming political and logistical hurdles. Despite certain backlash from China, Manila believes the strategic benefits outweigh the risks. It's a calculated gamble for long-term national security and sovereignty. China's reaction was swift and severe. Beijing accused the Philippines of illegally occupying Chinese territory and demanded an immediate halt to operations. The People's Liberation Army Navy launched snap military drills near the Spratly Islands, a clear show of force. The China Coast Guard increased its presence, creating a tense environment for Filipino fishermen and supply boats. Beijing views the South China Sea as a vital security perimeter and sees the new airstrip as a direct challenge. Chinese analysts fear the facility could be used by the US, heightening concerns of encirclement. China's response is also a warning to other Southeast Asian nations. Any challenge to its claims will be met with significant pushback. The goal is to deter others from following Manila's example and preserve China's control over contested waters. The Balabac airstrip has sent ripples of anxiety through Southeast Asia. Countries like Vietnam and Malaysia see the Philippines' move as both inspiring and risky. While it shows smaller nations can defend their interests, the fear of escalation is real. ASEAN is divided. Some members are wary of antagonizing China due to economic ties. Indonesia, though not a claimant, calls for restraint and a return to dialogue under UNCLOS. For Singapore and Thailand, the main concern is regional stability and uninterrupted trade. The region is holding its breath, hoping diplomacy prevails over military posturing. The US views the Balabac Airstrip as a key asset in its Indo-Pacific strategy. Strengthening the Philippine military aligns with Washington's goal of building a resilient regional security network. Under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, US forces have access to Philippine bases. Balabac's potential for future access is significant. The airstrip would enhance American surveillance and crisis response capabilities near the Spratlys. For the US, this is about upholding freedom of navigation in a vital commercial waterway. China's claims and militarization threaten this principle and the rules-based order. The US affirms its defense commitment to the Philippines, making clear the Mutual Defense Treaty applies to South China Sea conflicts. Supporting Balabac and increasing joint exercises demonstrate this commitment. It sends a powerful signal to allies and adversaries alike. The US is invested in the region's security. The US has taken decisive steps to support the Philippines and deter China. The State Department reaffirmed its defense treaty, warning that attacks on Philippine forces in the South China Sea would trigger US commitments. The Pentagon increased its regional presence, dispatching a Navy destroyer for a freedom of navigation operation near the Spratlys. Joint US-Philippine air and sea patrols have intensified around Balabac. Discussions are underway to designate Balabac as an official EDCA site, allowing for pre-positioned equipment and troop rotations. This would further cement the alliance, but risk escalating tensions with Beijing. Diplomatically, the US is building a coalition with Japan, Australia, and ASEAN partners for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Intelligence sharing, coordinated statements, and multilateral exercises are all part of the strategy. The US aims to show that China's actions threaten the entire regional order, not just the Philippines. This multilateral approach increases diplomatic pressure on Beijing. The stakes have never been higher. Security experts warn the new airstrip has raised the risk of miscalculation. Dr. Evelyn Reed notes that with military assets operating in close proximity, the chance of an incident spiraling out of control is higher than ever. The grey zone conflict, coercive actions below open warfare, remains central. The Balabac airstrip is Manila's attempt to counter China's grey zone tactics with conventional deterrence. But this could provoke China to escalate its own activities or test US resolve. The ambiguity of the US-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty adds uncertainty. What exactly would trigger a US response? This cycle of action and reaction creates a spiral of escalating tensions. Breaking it will require immense diplomatic skill and clear communication. The South China Sea dispute has global consequences. 1/3 of global maritime shipping passes through these waters. Any conflict could disrupt trade and trigger economic turmoil. The standoff tests whether international law can govern great power behavior. China's rejection of the 2016 Hague ruling sets a dangerous precedent. Allies like Japan, Australia, and the UK have increased naval deployments, internationalizing the dispute. Many nations now face a difficult choice between economic ties with China and security partnerships with the US. The arms race in Southeast Asia diverts resources from development. The world watches as two nuclear powers face off, knowing a miscalculation could have catastrophic global effects. The Balabac airstrip has fundamentally altered the South China Sea's strategic landscape. It's a bold move by the Philippines to assert sovereignty and shift from passive protest to credible deterrence. China's furious response combines diplomatic condemnation with military muscle, aiming to intimidate Manila and deter others. ASEAN remains divided, while the US doubles down on its commitment to the Philippines. The dispute is now a focal point of US-China rivalry. Experts warn the risk of miscalculation is dangerously high, with global consequences. The world watches and waits, hoping for diplomacy over conflict. The future of regional stability and the global order hangs in the balance.